Today, 62 degrees as you head out the door, partly cloudy skies, and we're seeing a little bit of fog, especially into places like Fort Worth, off towards the western counties. We're talking about Stephenville down to about 4 miles. Corsicana 5 miles. Waxahachie, you're down to about 1/4 of a mile. So be careful this morning as you head out the door. Remember to use those low beam headlights just in case you come across any of those foggy conditions, and of course take it slow. Temperatures will continue to climb. That'll mix up the fog and let it dissipate as we continue through the rest of the morning, and we'll lose some cloud cover as we move into the afternoon as well. 69 degrees by 11 a.m. High temperature for the day, 78. It's going to be a nice mild day for you. Eventually mostly sunny skies by later on this afternoon. But here's our next big weather maker. I'm tracking a frontal system that'll swing through tomorrow, bring us a couple spotty showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder for eastern counties, and a high temperature of 73 degrees. But this frontal system will be bringing some intense winds. We're talking wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour probable tomorrow, and that'll be the case into Wednesday. But Wednesday temperatures dip. We're talking about 62 degrees for the high temperature. I've issued a first alert weather day for the cold snap as well, or cool snap, I guess you could say, and the gusty winds. We'll talk about it more coming up, but let's go ahead and get you into the know.
But let's talk about the forecast now with Lauren. Good morning, Lauren.
Hey, good morning, guys. A little bit of dense fog this morning for some of us, so just remember as you head out the door, use low beam headlights and take it nice and easy on those roadways. Now the high temperature for the day, 78 degrees, a couple of clouds in the sky, but it will be mostly sunny by this afternoon. Winds from the southeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm tracking our next big weather maker, and in fact I've issued a first alert weather morning and weather day for Wednesday. It'll be much cooler. In fact, we'll see some of the coolest temperatures that we have seen since April in the morning. Very windy conditions will be expected too. I'll dive into the rest of the forecast details coming up in just a few minutes.
Lauren, you're tracking it as well.
Yes, I am. And it is a monster of a storm right now, and its outer bands are impacting Jamaica. But over the next 24 hours, Jamaica is going to get some really intense wind gusts, and we're talking about extreme downpours in high waves. This is a look at it. You can see right here, it's a 3D model. It's moving up to the west only at 3 miles per hour. This is what's going to cause a lot of devastation due to all the heavy downpours that it's going to bring to the island. Unfortunately, we're looking at a Category 5 hurricane. What that means is the winds are sustained, so they're continuous at 160 miles per hour. Is a really gnarly storm that's moving across the area. Now I want to give you a quick update on what's happening here across North Texas, because we're dry today. We saw a lot of heavy rainfall over the weekend that was desperately needed and actually filled up our rain bucket for the month, because we were in a deficit. Now we actually have about 1.25 inches above what we typically see for this month. So that's the good news there, and we're dry today. It'll be windy tomorrow and Wednesday with the chance for a couple of shower opportunities into the day tomorrow, and a spectacular Halloween forecast is expected, and I'll get into those details in just a second. But first, I want to give you a quick update on what's happening right now. Again, current conditions, a little bit of fog is happening here across North Texas. Well, and this is why, because we're looking at temperatures in the low 60s and dew point temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. So when we see high moisture content in the atmosphere and light winds, that's when we start to get some foggy conditions, and that is reducing visibility, especially into Waxahachie. We're down to about 1/4 of a mile, and into Fort Worth 6 miles, Bridgeport 1.5 miles is the visibility. So moral of the story here, if you come across any intense fog, it's going to be advised to use those low beam headlights, and of course take things nice and slow this morning. We want everybody to be safe and make it to wherever they're supposed to go. Now I want to give you expectations as we head throughout the rest of the day today. Temperatures around 70 degrees as we move into the lunchtime hour, 77 by 4 p.m. High temperature for the day could be around 78 degrees here across the Metroplex. Areas to the west of the Metroplex could even see high temperatures top out in the 80s as we move throughout the rest of the day today. I want to show you what it could look like. A little bit of cloud cover, but we're going to eventually see some sunshine moving into this afternoon. Winds out from the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. But it's tomorrow when our next big weather maker swings through and brings us the chance for a couple of spotty showers through the morning in into the early afternoon. The late afternoon could even see a couple rumbles of thunder for eastern counties. But the big moral of the story here is going to be the cool down. We're talking about temperatures around 48 degrees. That would be wild if it was 78. 48 degrees is what you're waking up to on Wednesday. This is why we've issued a first alert weather warning for Wednesday. Again, low temperature will be 48 degrees. It's been since April since we've seen temperatures this cool. But to add on to that, it'll be very windy. Wind gusts around 40 to 45 miles per hour. Tuesday and Wednesday is going to make those temperatures feel even colder. So it'll be a nice crisp start to the day on Wednesday. You want to make sure you're planning ahead, maybe grabbing that jacket and heading out the door. But high pressure system continues to develop Thursday into Friday, and it'll make for a very pleasant Halloween forecast, a high temperature of 68 degrees.
All right, Lauren, thinking that she kind of got some backlash, some heat online about
shaming.
Not necessarily looking like fans may have remembered her back in the day. So we always hate to see that happen. Okay, meantime, let's talk about the results being in for People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive Reader's Choice Poll. So more than 350,000 votes were
moving into Wednesday. As of this morning, though, temperatures are at 62 degrees. We have a decent amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Dew point temperatures at 60 degrees, which makes the humidity 93. Winds out from the east around 7 miles per hour. This is creating some foggy conditions. When we see light winds, we see a decent amount of moisture in the atmosphere and temperatures that are a little bit warmer. Well, that's leading to some reduced visibility due to fog, especially for areas out to the west. Stephenville 3 miles, Corsicana 5, Waxahachie you're down to a half of a mile. Be careful, use those low beam headlights and take it easy on those roadways. Fog will begin to lift as we continue through the rest of the morning. By 11 a.m., 69 degrees. We'll see some sunshine peek through and your high temperature for the day right around 78 degrees. But our next big weather maker is moving through the area tomorrow. We have a frontal system bring us a chance for some rainfall and some gusty winds. And once again, first alert weather day is expected into Wednesday. Let's go ahead and now turn to traffic.